Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm back at the shop. Today we are tuning a beautiful 2014 EVO MR, EVO X MR. It's one of my homegirls, Mallory's car. She grid lights with this. She's very active in the community. It doesn't have some crazy mods. It has ID 2000s. It has stock turbo and stock turbo and motor. Stock cams, AMS, widemouth downpipe, TIAL recirculated, ID 2000 cc's, and some purple vacuum lines. So we're gonna do a flex wheel tune today. This is an MR. It's a little different, and I'm gonna try to walk you, or at least vouch for the process of what I go through to tune these things. This is a beautiful car, and she's taking care of it. The interior is awesome. I almost bought this from her, then I realized that, this is we took the seat out for the fuel pump. It has a 320. Then I realized that I actually don't have a life. I'm probably not gonna end up driving any of these cars. I just drive my my Rogue that I have there, and that's about it. Yeah, so stay tuned. So with these MRs, it's really important that you get a good street tune in, because a lot of it, the tranny interferes with performance. So to get a real good feel and the tune, especially the shifts and all that stuff, I feel like the road is the best place to do it. Her brakes are shit. Right now I'm basically scaling. Well, I've actually scaled the injectors before along with the map, but I'm just fine tuning it because she had an exhaust upgrade and an intake upgrade, so that's gonna affect everything. Shifting good. With these cars, I feel the transmission is pretty strong. I mean, it'll hold near 500 horses stock, I think, with the right setup. But I think where it lacks is the transmission cooling system. But the clutches itself I think they're good. I mean, think about what 450 horsepower means. That's literally like what a Z06 C6 makes, or I'm sorry, the C6 Corvette makes with 8 cylinders, and this is on a 4-cylinder manual. Automatic. So it's not bad, but obviously there's upgrades. I'm seeing that when I'm shifting, it's going lean in between shifts, so I'm gonna have to correct that. just feeling everything out, make sure all the settings are working properly. So as an experiment, I started telling customers or whoever I'm tuning, the owners, to record their perspective of the whole experience. And since we have two cameras, you can have, you know, the tuner's perspective, and you can see what the customer is going through while all this is happening. So you'll see both in this video. Mallory, the owner, will show some clips of what she's thinking and what she's going through. And full disclosure, she's a very good friend of mine. She's like my little sister, and she's very playful. Despite what you see, she's not mentally unstable.
It sounded beautiful.
Did it?
So what we have here, a little mistake. Let the master fix his work. I'm ready for it.
So this is two base runs that we have done earlier, and the current run, which is hit over 300 horses. Just a little bit of boost increase started causing slip on this clutch. She has around 60,000 miles on it. Everything is bone stock, transmission and whatnot wise. But just like any other, stock clutch, things will wear out. So as we're result of this, we're seeing extreme slip. So that was a lot of slip right there. I haven't touched any of the clutch pressure, ramp up or reduction or anything or request. So it slipped like crazy. So I actually edited those tables, gave it a little bit of pressure where it slipped, and then basically took down the torque reduction tables as well. I'm sorry, the pressure reduction table, so it's not taking away any added pressures. Let's see what that does. Same boost, same everything.
Link engaged.
Run number 2. I'm gonna bring you over the little one. That's a lot more easier to see. Alright, so run number 2, you can see a little bit more increased power, but then still here, we're fucked up. So, but just a little bit. Rock and roll, bitches. Hey, how do I get this off of this? Why? You have to press something?
see, I stopped at 6, and you were already making more power. You see that, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Because your RPM stopped because the clutch was slipping at that point.
Much better.
So we corrected the earlier slip, and now there's more slip up top, and that's what I'm checking the logs right now. The input shaft speed, the clutch slip amount that it recorded. So with the MRs, with SST tables, I'm sorry, the transmissions, you do have to be a little bit patient. Can't rush into it. There's a lot of data crunching. You can't feel it. I mean, you could, but you should never. But it's I like the MRs. I've owned one before when it first came out. But you know, it takes a little bit of tuning, I think. There's a lot of slip between 5 and a 6, and I have to stop because our RPM will climb. And this is in the stock form.
Link engaged.
Okay, so run number 3. Like I said, I'll bring you over to the computer. 315, 5. Oh, okay.
Alright, so that really minimized the slip. We were able to do a run. Now I got to work on timing because the timing is very minimal on this car. Show everybody on the big screen, but do you not? There's a glare right here. They can't see that. I'm being considerate. Speaking like it's a French. Yeah. Oh, so pretty. There's the tool movement. Right? And if you look it up, there's a fuel change, the excess fuel goes to the tool. It's literally written. I think it was by Merlin that wrote it. Okay. So we're gonna drain your 93 right now. We'll save it in a canister because we're gonna have to mix it later. And then we'll put 85, highest quantity possible, highest content possible. So the issue here with flex fuel, the only issue, the tuning aspects, is whatever 85 you have now is literally the maximum ethanol content the car is going to be able to calculate. So if I drain all the fuel, and we cannot drain 100% of the fuel, and we see 70%, guess what? That's your that's the max it'll calculate for. So we try to do as high as content as possible. We actually mix 5 gallons of 98% ethanol in it, and then we put the regular E to get the percentages up. It's just one time, so basically you are good if you end up getting like a summer blend and you end up getting like 90%. Well, that's not winter yet, right? No, not yet. I'm talking about today. Who cares about future? I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. So, all right, Mo, get to work. All right, so we basically added X98 in high percentage, and we're gonna start tuning the E85 maps. I always put it on super sport mode, so there's no delay of the clutch pressure ramp up. So just from switching fuels, we made a good power, and no additional timing or anything like just increased a little bit of clutch pressure in the peak torque area and a little bit up top, and we made good power. This is our base for E85. So after a few runs on E85, we produced 347. It's actually 350. For some reason, when I transfer all the files to my computer here, it's always a couple of horsepower down or up. But it's in the vicinity. So it went pretty well. Again, her clutch is kind of worn. I would really advise anybody who has an MR to regularly have their clutches and fluids change and whatever the recommendation is. And if you can afford it and if you have access to it, definitely get the SSP or Cosmic cooling system, whoever makes it. It's really good. It really does help. And that's basically what happened to her. After a few runs on that power level, she started slipping no matter what I did. And I never want to push the torque request too high or like close to maxing out. So it's time for a clutch change. These things, when everything is working, it's phenomenal. It feels great. They do make a little bit less power than, say, the GSRs. Like if you put a GSR on the dyno at base, it'll make close to 3, but these make like mid 200s. So I'm pretty happy with the results. Mallory loves the car, and equivalent to GSR, it'll probably be like 370 or 360 something. It's 20 to 25 horsepower off. It's a lot of I guess patience and taking it easy, and every step you take, every increase of power, torque, you have to adjust the transmission tables as well. It's a little time consuming, but very, very rewarding once you get it done. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned for more. I am thinking of doing a QA as I mentioned earlier. So if you guys want to ask questions that I could post on the video, please do so in the commentaries. Thank you for subscribing, and see you next time.